Hello everyone and welcome to the channel D4 Developer. Today in this video we will be creating our first Spring Boot project using Spring Initializer. Previously I had made a video regarding the basic concepts of a Spring Boot. So if any of you have not watched that, please go through that video as it will be really helpful in understanding things when we are creating our first project, first application. So without wasting much of time, let's get started. We'll be using Spring Initializer here to create our first project, first application. So go to Google, just type Spring Initializer, okay, and go to the official site of Spring, start.spring.io. You can directly type it on the URL itself, start.spring.io. So it will open the Spring Initializer as shown, as on the screen. So if you want to understand a bit of details about what Spring Initializer is and what it helps in, you can just click on the left three horizontal bars on the left side, left corner, and you can see you'll have few hyperlinks which gives you the various features and details about Spring Initializer. You can click on these hyperlinks so as to get the details if you want to understand things. At the end, if you see, it's mentioned it's start.spring.io is powered by Spring Initializer and Pivotal Web Services. So those who don't know, it's just for a basic understanding. Pivotal is your company that manages a Spring Boot and Spring Initializer. Okay. Okay. So now we have the Spring Initializer over here. We'll be using this to create our first Spring Boot project, first application. For your knowledge, Spring Initializer is just a web tool that helps to generate a Spring Boot project quickly with the required project structure, okay, and every other setup that we basically need to get started. When learning anything new, we as developers find it really hard to get started. Once we have started, we somehow find ways to sail through it. Yes. So Spring Initializer comes as a great help in getting the initial or starting project structure or the setup for us. The amount of time it saves for any developer is really awesome, really praiseworthy. Okay, so we'll start now. I hope we have some basic understanding of Spring Initializer and what's the use of it now. So we'll get started. So we have couple of options over here. If you see project, Maven, Gradle. So here we'll be using a Maven project. So it's by default, it's selected Maven. We'll keep it like that. Language, Java, Kotlin, Groovy, we have multiple options over here, but we will be using Java. So by these options, you can make one thing is clear that the Spring Boot application can be written in various languages. Okay, but for now we'll be using Java. Spring Boot version will keep it as the default one, that is 2.3.5. If we go a little below, we have to mention few details regarding the metadata of the project that we are going to create, like group, artifact, name, description, etc. So first we'll take care of the group. If you are wondering what you need to put in the name of the group, you just need to understand that group is nothing but a kind of package name. So it's actually a name that will uniquely identify the namespace for our project. So for here, we'll make group ID as com.d4 developer. Okay. Next is artifact ID. So artifact ID is kind of project name. So we can give the actual project name itself over here. For example, let's say hello Spring Boot. So we are giving the artifact ID as a Spring Boot. So hello Spring Boot. So if you see, the below parameter name is also filled with the same value. Okay, so artifact is nothing but a kind of your project name. You can just give your project name itself in the artifact ID. Description, you can provide a brief description about the project that you're going to create. For example, here I can write our first Spring Boot project. Okay, so we have the package name over here. Packaging, we have two options, jar and war. Here we'll be using jar as the option, so we'll keep it as default one. So here next we have the Java version which we want to use. I'll be selecting the Java 8 version because I have JDK 8 installed in my local. If you have JDK 11, you can use Java 11. Okay, now moving on the right side of the tool, we have an option to add dependencies as well. So if your project is going to use some external libraries or need to have some dependencies, we can select it over here itself. So just click on add dependencies and you will see various options. For example, if suppose you are going to write a REST API, okay, so if you are building a REST API or any sort of web service, you can just click on add dependencies and add the respective dependency over here. For example, Spring Web. So if you just see Spring Web, it gives you a brief description over here highlighted in green as well. So before selecting that, you can just read it. Like Spring Web, it helps here to build web including RESTful applications. So we'll select Spring Web for now. If you want to work with any sort of databases, for example, MySQL database or MongoDB, you can add those dependencies as well. Like MySQL, if you want to work, just search for MySQL and you can add the driver. If you want to work with MongoDB, just search for MongoDB and you have the option Spring Data MongoDB. This can be added as a dependency. Okay, so it's up to you. Whatever dependencies you need, you can just select it from here. For now, we'll keep it as plain and simple. We'll use Spring Web for now. Okay, so we have the dependency now. Okay, so now we have provided all the input parameters to the Spring Initializer to create the setup of a Spring Boot application for us. If you want to see how this is going to look in your IDE, you can just click on Explore and you will see how it looks. So you have the Explore button at the bottom. Just click on Explore. Okay, so your pom.xml file will look like this. So if you want to analyze this file, just go scroll down. You will see here. Okay, so if you remember, we added as web dependency, right? So if you see, this is added over here, Spring Boot Starter Web. Okay. Apart from that, we selected Java version as 8, so it's written over here. So this basically pom.xml, pom stands for project object model. So it gives you the model for your project. Okay, just a basic understanding. It gives you the model for your project. So you have everything defined inside pom.xml. Okay, so for now we'll close this. Okay, now we'll click on the generate button over here to download the project application that we have created. So it will give you a pop-up. Just click on save file and the application or the project will get downloaded. So it's getting downloaded. Okay, I have it in my local now. Now what we need to do is we need to import the project into our IDE. Okay, so let's see how we do that. Okay, so now we have the project in our local. The project named is Hello Spring Boot, which we downloaded from Spring Initializer. Okay, now we'll open our IntelliJ. Guys, you can use any IDE over here like Eclipse or STS. Here, here you're going to use IntelliJ as IDE. Okay, so we'll try importing the project into IntelliJ. So for that, open your IntelliJ, go to File, click on Open, and then navigate to the project that we just downloaded. Okay, so I had kept it inside Downloads folder. I'll go to Downloads, inside Projects. Okay, so notice here nothing is coming up inside projects over here. My project is not here.
It's not showing up. And the reason for that is when you download the project from Spring Initializer, it's actually a zipped folder. Okay, so what we need to do is unzip the folder first. So if you see over here, this is the downloaded project. We need to unzip the project first. So I'll just click on extract and yeah, okay, give it few seconds to extract. Okay, so now we have the unzipped folder. Okay, now let's get back to IntelliJ and try to import the project again. Click on open and we'll navigate to the same location, downloads. So inside downloads, inside projects, you can see the project now showing up. Okay, so click on Hello Spring Boot and then OK. I'll open it in a new window. So I have now imported the project into IntelliJ. So if you see the left hand side pane, you will have the project over here, Hello Spring Boot. Now try to expand it so that you can see the complete structure. So here if you see, this is a Maven based Spring Boot project. So you can just go to the pom.xml and check the dependencies and the versions that we added on the initializer tool. So if you see this is the artifact ID that we had given. This is the group ID that we had given. Okay. Name of the project, description of the project that we gave on the tool, Spring Initializer. This is the version that we had selected, Java 8. If you remember, we had added one dependency as well, starter web, Spring Web. So this is the dependency. And okay, so try to expand it, src main Java, and you will see a class file called Hello Spring Boot application. So here inside this Hello Spring Boot application, we'll have our main method. Okay, so if you see this inside main method, this is going to be the entry point of your application. Okay, as Hello Spring Boot application is going to be the entry point of your application. This has got the main method inside it. So whenever you create any Spring Boot project using the Spring Initializer, this application class will automatically get created along with the main method inside it. If you notice here, we have got one annotation called @Spring Boot application. I'll be covering the annotations of Spring Boot in a separate video. For now, let's keep this video limited to creation of a Spring Boot app project. Okay, so we'll cover the annotations in my another video. So that's it, guys. I think if you see the left side, you have the complete structure of a Maven based Spring project. Okay, and this is a project that we have created as of now, which can directly run. Okay, so if you have not gone through my previous video, the basic concept of Spring Boot, you can go through it once, because by using Spring Boot, we make sure that we create applications that are production ready. So it Spring Boot projects are such that you can directly run. Okay, you don't need to do any sort of configuration manually or any sort of coding before running the project. Okay, so you have the initial setup, you can directly run it. Let's see how it's done actually. So if you have opened the Hello Spring Boot application class, you have the main method. We'll try to run the application. So if you remember, we have not till now we have not written any line of code, okay, manually, and not even done any sort of configuration except what we did in the Spring Initializer tool. Okay, but let's try to run it. Let's see if the magic of Spring Boot works. So we'll click on run. We have options of run or debug. We'll click on run. So if you see at the bottom, the project is building, so we'll give it few seconds to build. Okay, it's finishing, so I think it's starting to run. Let's see the console and analyze the logs a bit. Okay, so if you see the second last line on the console, Tomcat started on port 8080. So this means that Spring Boot comes with embedded Tomcat server. Okay, so the project is actually running on Tomcat server on port 8080, which is the default port for Tomcat. Okay, if you see the last line, started Hello Spring Boot application. So that's it, guys. You have not only created a Spring Boot application now, but you are also able to run it on Tomcat server on port 8080. So I think that's great. So for now, I think we have understood how to create a Spring Boot project from using a Spring Initializer. What is a Spring Initializer? How to import it into our respective IDE. For here, I used IntelliJ, and how to run the Spring Boot project. Okay, we have seen them all. I hope this video means of some use to you. I hope you can apply the concept, apply this guide into your coding works, coding development works. Wishing you all the best. Thank you for now. Bye bye.